Hello, everyone.
Hello, darlings.
Welcome to another episode of
Costume Couture.
That's the one we're on.
Yeah, that's the thing that we're doing.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Rae.
And we are doing a new little thing called a character series.
We're going to talk about our favorite costumes of the character. We're going to talk about their backstory a bit, as well as our favorite storylines. We're also going to talk about our favorite cosplayers that do these characters.
Clearly, we're talking about The Flash. So
yes,
let's get down to Barry Allen, shall we?
Like this Flash?
Yeah,
like...
we're going to...
It's titty time. Hashtag.
No, we are talking about everyone's favorite clown princess of crime, Harley Quinn.
Yes.
She is my favorite character in all of comic book history.
Damn, that's saying a lot.
It is. It used to be the Joker, but ever since she was introduced, I love her.
Forget him.
Yeah, fuck him, even though he made her. I love her. I love her.
And I love her twin. Or her partner in crime.
Oh, Ivy.
Ivy. Yeah.
I'm like her. She has a twin.
Well, like
her BFF.
Yeah.
Her scissor sister.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the new cosplay name for him.
Are you good? You're like very adjusting.
Well, because these kept on like okay. I'm
You're
sure
good.
you can see them.
You're good.
So let's start off with the basics. She was a character not introduced in the comics, not introduced in the 60s TV show. She was introduced in the animated series back in 1992.
And at this time, that was incredibly rare. They don't just introduce a character into a TV show that gets adapted and beloved. Now it happens all the time. Mm-hmm. John Diggle and Arrow is now in the comics, and it happens more often than not because people realize that more connect through TV than books, and that it's really special that Harley has the staying power that she does.
Yes. So back in 1992, creators Bruce Timm and Paul Dini needed someone to be with the Joker to kind of mix things up other than his normal brood of guys.
They wanted a female henchman.
Yes. They wanted a hench
woman.
Yes. And so she was only supposed to be in one episode. It was kind of a one-off shot. And they had the hardest time kind of creating the look and the feel for the character until Paul Dini saw an episode of Days of Our Lives featuring Arlene Sorkin in a court jester outfit in a dream sequence. Mm-hmm. And he goes, that's it.
Yep.
And him and Arlene were friends, and so she came in to voice the character. And, months went by the animation process and the airing, and they realized this character got a lot of praise.
They really liked her too. Back then the internet wasn't such a hot spot. Nobody could just hop on the internet and say like, I really liked this new character. So they had to go off of what critics and producers said.
It was word of mouth a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they personally liked her too. They liked what Arlene could do, so they added her to more episodes. They put her with different characters. Mm-hmm. You got to see her up against Batman himself, Batgirl, and then of course one of my favorite pairings is Harley and Ivy, and their episode solidified their relationship in the comics.
It did.
Too. Pretty much having her connect with somebody on a friend basis and not a romantic one meant she is gonna be in these comics.
Yes, and for the longest time they had the Batman animated series comics, which was with that canon, not necessarily with the whole DC canon, until 99 or 2000 when Batman Harley Quinn debuted.
Yes.
That was her official introduction into the DC comics plethora in history.
It's hard to believe that she's only been around for 25 years.
Yeah.
Especially with such a rich history that she has. And, she started out as a villain. She was always a little nicer than Joker, but still, she'll
kill someone.
She killed people.
Yeah.
She was still a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you see her grow. The writers figured out that there's no way you can have the Joker stay the same and yet have a loving, equal relationship with anybody. So they created this abusive relationship, and we all got to see Harley Quinn overcome it. We got to see her develop really great friendships in both Ivy, a Catwoman, and even Black Canary. And then, an actual good, loving relationship, both physically and romantically, with Ivy as well.
Mm-hmm. So Harley has gone through a few changes. Basically from 1992 till about 2009, she had the same outfit, which is her iconic jester outfit That's the one that I know her best in. That's the one that I love her the most in.
Everyone knows her the best in, to be honest.
No, I've asked a lot of people, what's their favorite Harley Quinn? Oh, I only know her from the new series.
That's
from
so
her new
crazy.
the new Amanda Connor series or whatever.
That is
and the
the
new 52
roller derby
Suicide
look.
Squad.
Yeah.
They know it from the Suicide Squad and from the roller derby look.
That's okay.
Which I'm like, that's fine, but that's the original. Look at that one, please.
I'm not saying that they can't come up with a Harley Quinn costume that I wouldn't also love just as much, because it's hard to look back at the very beginnings of even Batman and Superman themselves and say that where we are now is bad, because it's not. But it's just Harley Quinn stayed in the same costume for roughly 10 years.
Yeah, at least.
And that's pretty enormous, considering every single person draws Ivy completely different. Nobody has the same Ivy look.
Correct.
Which makes it difficult for a cosplayer, by the way.
Yes.
And Catwoman's look changes every 5 years. So it's a rare thing that you see somebody last the same outfit for a decade. I mean, Batman changes more often than that.
Well, it makes sense too, because her real name is Harleen Quinzel, play on of Harley Quinn, which is the Jester. So it made sense that they kept her in that outfit for so long.
Absolutely.
The first time we saw her like fully like sexed up and different was in the Arkham games.
Absolutely.
And that was the first time where fanboys were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Even I was like, excuse me, what? Because hearing Arlene Sorkin voice this Harley made my whole mind go, what?
She did, between the 3 games, she had sexy biker look, sexy nurse look,
and then goth
like,
Lolita.
Yeah. Or it kind of reminds
Maid's
me
outfit,
of
like a French maid?
Cheerleader-ish outfit,
yeah,
to a certain degree.
French
like,
maid, Lolita,
I like
cheerleader.
the goth Lolita look, or
that one's the one that covers the most of her body, surprisingly.
Absolutely, yeah. And the biker look is one of the more popular ones to cosplay.
Yes, and I do like her funeral look too in the DLC. It's basically her biker look, but just all black and little red bits and pieces and everything. That was really pretty. Pieces. I like it. But that was the first time where they also changed her color scheme too, to red and purple.
They added a different color.
Yes, which I was again going, what the fuck? Her colors are red and black, but it made sense because that game was so dark, they needed to not have her blend in with the background.
Absolutely. Yeah, they had to do it. And that to me makes sense. Batman has had black and yellow. He's had black and blue, blue and gray. Like, as much as we identify Harley in the black and red, it does make sense completely.
Yes. And then they eventually went to black and red for the other games, which I was happy with. But
one of my
I don't know.
favorites was when they adapted her for the first Injustice and they added green to the mix.
I did not, her traditional fighting outfit, I did not like that outfit at all.
Like, I am not the person who's going to sit there and argue this armor is not practical for a female. We already know female armor is not practical, and there's a lot of video games out there that play into that and a lot that don't, that fight against it. And I'm cool with both, but take that away and you still have her with leather socks for her hair, and one of them is green. Like, where did the green come in?
She has that green streak, and she has half purple, half red hair.
Yeah, it's so
very
weird.
Mortal Kombat looking, which those are the developers who
did it.
Yes. And I never chose that skin personally. I chose her other regime skin, which is more of a biker look with the red and black socks on her for her everything, but
that look was a little bit better. I'm still baffled that, like, what? There's no woman I've ever met that puts socks on their pigtails. It doesn't happen. Whatever male designer thought, this will look cool. No, it doesn't. It doesn't look cool at all, and it just pissed off cosplayers. So can you just never put socks on pigtails again? Thank you.
But then in Injustice 2, she got a very nice redeeming outfit.
I love that outfit. I love it.
They took a lot of inspiration from Suicide Squad and her new 52 look.
Yes.
Kind of combined them, and she got a red and black outfit again, but very biker centric. Red and blue dipped pigtails.
Yes.
And no domino mask, but red and blue eyeshadow.
So, and I absolutely adore the Injustice 2. They did so much better with just the costumes on a whole. I really liked.
I agree. Yes, I'm loving Starfire's. Side note: I love Starfire's costume.
Yeah. heck, the Power Girl skin for Supergirl is one of my favorite
Yeah.
costumes. And it's about time we see Power Girl in something different. I don't hate the boob window, but it is very weird when you
Yeah.
think about the practicality of costumes. Like, cleavage is one thing. Everybody has cleavage, but the boob window, like, nobody's going to cut a hole in their leotard. Sorry.
It's true.
Things fray.
Yeah, exactly. That's not going to stand up to a fight.
So, how the comics recently in the last, like, 5 or 6 years, really, and I guess even longer than that, New 52 changed how she looks, like, almost completely.
When the last time we saw her in like a traditional classic outfit, no bleach skin, was the Gotham City Sirens run,
And
which
I
is a fantastic
love that run. That is so good.
It was a great series. If you guys haven't checked it out, please do, because it's a great series, great artistry, great writing.
And it's fairly short. It got canceled way before it should have,
Yes.
which I'm sad about. But that makes it easier to collect and easier
And there's
to
3
get
books
through
of
and
them,
read.
so... but when the New 52 got its reboot, we first saw the cover of the Suicide Squad of Harley Quinn in a very tight corset, tits pushed up to her chin, and red and blue dyed hair, little cape, like a Victorian ruffle jester thing. And she had black, like, kiss makeup.
Yeah, she looked insane.
I didn't know it was Harley Quinn at first.
I wasn't quite sure
because there was
either.
no diamonds anywhere. There was nothing distinguishing about
The
Harley
blonde
Quinn.
hair was gone, and
Everything about that character that I loved, the
the
pureness, the fun, was gone.
They made her a psychopath for that comic. And don't get me wrong, the idea of putting Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad is incredibly smart. That was a great move. Just get her associated with other people, because that broadens the character more. It gives them more depth.
Yes.
And I love that. But changing her outfit, and I didn't actually see that Suicide Squad one for a really long time. I actually saw the Kotobukiya statue first.
Yeah.
And I was like, these Japanese people,
They do an interesting look.
They design things so cray-cray sometimes.
Yeah.
And, like,
and
that was my thought.
That was Jim Lee's cray-cray design.
Absolutely. And
nothing against Jim Lee. I love Jim Lee.
adore Jim
but
Lee.
wow.
A few missteps.
It was a huge departure. And when I first saw that, I went, what?
Her body wasn't in proportion to the corset and the panties and the fishnet stockings. Like that.
She had booty shorts on and leg knee-high, socks.
That's
boots.
that's a come hither outfit. That's not I'm going to go fight crime for Amanda Waller outfit.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those, spank bank outfits.
Absolutely.
It's a spank bank.
I think that's a huge thing that both comic book writers and video game artists need to understand is that these women would not be risking their lives in these outfits. They would be seducing their mates in these outfits.
I was not a fan. I do have that statue they're talking about where she's like standing on the hammer.
Because that is a cool statue.
It's a beautiful sculpt. Yeah. I hate her look, but I got it. It's a beautiful sculpt and everything, but... I
appreciated it a lot more when I thought it was just a Japanese variant, because, the Ami girls differ so much for the Americanized looks, but they're still really cool.
They still kept that core-centric, character look. But yeah, when the New 52 took over for the Suicide Squad... her look was for the classic Harley fans like myself and a bunch of others, it was extremely and poorly received.
Absolutely. I'm going to completely agree with that, just looking back, and which is sad because the New 52 did a lot right as far as looks go. The Justice League, Batgirl, Birds of Prey, they all looked stunning.
They did.
So to have Harley Quinn stand out as like the one misstep, it was kind of an eyesore.
And the fact that she had bleached skin, they changed a little bit of her origin, which she was thrown in the same vat of chemicals as the Joker was, and she became as crazy as he was, which that was not true. The Joker in the original animated series, she was his doctor, which they kept that in, but, he confided in her. He thought that, she could trust in him, and he just broke down her spirit little by little until she, was nothing left, and then she became who she was to please him.
You want to justify the reason that she gets up every morning and paints her skin white? Okay, sure. Because again, crime fighters wouldn't do that. Villains wouldn't get up to put on white paint every morning. But copying her origin story reduces the character.
And changing it to the fact that it does that also, it wasn't
It's
good for me.
lame.
It was very lame. But yeah, that look I think is one of my least favorite looks of hers,
I
for sure.
I know you're not as big of a fan of the Amanda Connor roller derby.
No, not so much.
But I feel like it's definitely
The artistry is pretty. I hate the writing for it.
That's fair. I feel like it's a step back towards the Harley Quinn that we like.
Yes.
It's not quite there yet. It's a step.
It's getting there. They went back with the classic red and black. Still has the bleached skin, but they're doing more things to it. I know Paul Dini came on recently and wrote a few miniseries and a few comics with them. So whenever Paul Dini writes Harley, I know it's going to be written correctly because he's the one who originated the character.
Absolutely.
With Amanda Connor and
her husband.
yeah,
Palmiotti.
that's the one. I feel like they don't get the character. I feel like they're expanding on the Suicide Squad and knowing that she has a sex appeal and running with it.
Look, the greatest thing that came out of that was the relationship between her and Ivy. And it ran its course. It was a beautiful relationship. The two of them are not the most compatible people as friends. So to think they're going to have this fairy tale romance was misleading. But they ended up breaking them up in a very reasonable way.
Yes.
But, Ivy never played mind games.
Well, here's the thing. But in previous incarnations, though, Ivy has been abusive to Harley. And people are like, Ivy's the best person. Is she, though?
She's not. She's probably the closest to a full-on villain in all of the Sirens.
Yes, she has abused Harley many times. Not physically like the Joker does, but mentally she will play games with her and say, you choose this person, I will never be friends with you again. Mm-hmm. You do this, you can consider me on your shit list, and I will try and kill you.
Amanda Connor didn't play those games, and I appreciate that. But yeah, in the past, Ivy has definitely manipulated Harley's bubbly attitude, her willingness to help people into some pretty fucked up situations.
Yeah. I think Harley's always, I think, best with the Joker just because of who she is and who he is. In the original stuff, he would not make a move, he would not commit a crime without thinking of her first. Nowadays, it's fuck all, I'll kill whoever I wanted to kill.
Right.
And that's what I miss about the 90s too. The 90s weren't like that. I miss that.
Were happier, and
they were. That was when the Clinton administration was in.
Say
in
what
there.
You want about 90s as a whole, but it portrayed women very well. Women were the stars of more films.
Yep.
They got decent roles where, it wasn't just about sex. We had no reason for the Bechdel test because, the three things on the Bechdel test is there more than one woman? Do they talk to each other? Do they talk to each other about anything other than men? And most movies cannot do that.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad. In the 90s, that wasn't the case. There's been a huge decline since then. And Harley has suffered through that too. Mm-hmm. Ivy and Catwoman have suffered through it. And
I think any female comic book characters really suffered through it.
Absolutely. I think Wonder Woman is finally getting her mojo back thanks to the movies.
Oh, for sure.
If she wasn't portrayed as this crazy sex pot, then Wonder Woman was portrayed as this rigid,
cold warrior,
fish out of water story. Yeah. Like, oh, I don't understand what this is.
But I'll kill you just as soon as I look at you.
It's ridiculous.
So is there a favorite Harley outfit that you like?
Oh, I mean, of course I like the classic, but I actually prefer the classic without the cowl. When she takes it off in the cartoons and you see her cute little pigtails come out, I love it. That's one cute. Of my favorites. Just the blonde look. If I were to do a Harley Quinn cosplay, just straight out, no changes, no adaptations, no mixing it around, I would do that with the blonde pigtails and then the jester outfit.
Okay, that's cute. Yeah. And she's done it before. She's, in the comics, if she gets captured and she's sent to Arkham, half the time she has the hood and the makeup and everything, her mask, and they cut her off and put her in jail again.
Absolutely.
Because that's what you do with her.
How about you?
I mean, I'm a sucker for the classic.
If you had to choose something else.
If I had to choose something else in the classic, ooh.
I know, it's rough.
I mean, I did like her biker outfit in the Arkham City.
It's really good.
I did like it. It was a very big departure from, again, this.
That was also the first time we saw her with the baseball bat instead of the mallet.
It was.
And that's cool too. And Suicide Squad co-opted that, and it was a good move.
That's her like weapon of choice now. Basically, is a baseball bat.
Having Margot Robbie carry around this cartoonish mallet would have been a
which was in the movie, by the way.
It was.
Yes, and she even held it for a while.
Carrying it around would have been a poor choice for the entire film.
Yes. Now in Gotham City Sirens or in the Joker and Harley Quinn movie, give it to her.
Let her have it for a couple scenes is great, but that whole movie was them walking from point A to point B. It was Lord of the Rings light with the walking, and that didn't make sense to me. But having it in her lair or fighting on display somewhere, a few scenes makes sense to me because it is a formidable weapon. It is not a traveling weapon. Yeah. Unless you are a dwarf. Yeah. Anyway.
Gimli. But yeah, I do like her Arkham City outfit because, and people say, oh, it's not Harley Quinn. It is Harley Quinn in that series.
Absolutely.
In that setting, in that environment, I can totally see her wearing that opposed to her Jester outfit.
Definitely.
It makes sense.
I mean, the Joker doesn't look the same. He's not wearing the same similar suits. His are grimy. It's very Dark Knight inspired.
It is, yes. So what she wore in that made sense, and I liked it. At first, I was very apprehensive, but it grew on me, and I do enjoy it.
Yes.
I also like, what is it? I know, I can't think of it right now. It's, she wore it in, the Harley and Ivy miniseries.
Yes.
And it's a pink and purple, bedazzled, sparkly Holly. It's called Harleywood.
I love it.
It is adorable. Not many people cosplay it.
Yeah.
Because of the rhinestones and everything, but it is super cute. I like that one. Speaking of cosplay,
let's talk about our favorite Harley cosplayers. We talked about our favorite costumes. We've talked about our least favorite. And we've talked about the background of Harley. So now we're going to talk about who are some of our favorite cosplayers out there.
Who's who of the best? The creme de la creme, in our opinion.
Well, it's very hard to talk about Harley Quinn without mentioning Nigri because she's done it so many times. So my favorite Nigri costume version of Harley Quinn has got to be the Injustice. And I don't like that, but it's hard not to love Nigri.
Yeah. She pulls it off.
Bow down to the queen.
She also did this version of Harley too.
She did.
Yes. Both of them looked very, very cute. Mm-hmm. One that I like and who's a friend of mine who I met in San Diego when I went there, I think my first year, I think so, is a cosplayer by the name of Inazni Vols.
Yes.
And
you turned me on to her. And her page is very fun to follow. Check out Inazni.
Yes. She makes stuff. She made this hat. It's a very, very soft, warm fleece hat for the winter. It's nice. It's very nice. But she is very much a traditional Harley Quinn cosplayer.
Yes.
She and her boyfriend, who does an amazing Joker, by the way, will, cosplay classic Harley, classic Joker, and they look like they stepped out of the pages of the comic.
Absolutely.
Now, they also do variations. They do themes, which is very, very cute. They have done a carnival theme. They have done a casino theme.
Oh, that's adorable.
She had like the 60s,
oh, I love
tray. And she had her pigtails out, and she had, Joker playing cards, grenades, the laughing fish.
Really cute.
It was super cute. The time and effort that these two put into their love and their craft of these costumes amazes me. Mm-hmm. I give nothing but the highest praise for them. So go check out their pages. They're going to be on the description below. I love them. They know that I love them. So I love you guys. You're my favorite.
So the nurse version was actually cosplayed by our friend Paige from Triple Diamond Cosplay. And she does such a great job. She makes sure she's in character 100%. She's never just a person in a costume like I am. I am always that. I will never an actor. But she does the Harley Quinn, everything from toe to mouth, and she just gets everything.
Toe to mouth?
Toe to mouth. Head to toe.
Not head to toe, just toe to mouth?
Toe to mouth.
So the forehead isn't... No,
I mean, that's on point, but no, Paige is fantastic. And Jim does Joker a lot of the time too. They've done 50s versions, but my favorite is the nurse version that she has.
This version?
Yes. Yeah. The Arkham games.
Arkham.
Cute. Very cute.
And I mean, for those who don't know, I also do gender bent Harley Quinns.
You
And
do?
I do. And I've done, I think I was counting, I think I did like, I've done 6
I
versions so far.
appreciate the
6 or
fact that
7.
you do the other ones. I've seen the gender bend Harleys rise more with the Suicide Squad.
Which I've done.
And I completely adore them. Yours is probably my favorite because I'm a sucker for that wig. It is so
yeah,
cute.
that's a good wig.
But I love that you've done the other ones too.
Yes, I've done Injustice. I have done a traditional-esque.
I first met you in the vest and the
red and black hair.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's how we met each other.
I've since retired that one, but I might bring it back, or at least the wig for something down the line. I've done Dr. Quinzel. I've done a lot of Harleys, and I'm doing another one for WonderCon.
I love that.
So I'm going to do something very like New York Fashion Week meets Harley Quinn.
I love it.
So it's going to be very sparkly and very fun.
There's a couple other cosplayers that I really adore. Lisa Lu Hu.
Yes.
She has done multiple Harleys. She just recently did a lewd version, if you want to check that out. But my favorite is she's a skilled trained ballerina, and she did ballet versions of both Ivy and Harley. And
I haven't seen her Ivy yet. I've seen her Harley.
Check out the Ivy.
Okay.
It's definitely not going to disappoint, but the Harley is so impressive.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's one of those where you're kind of taken aback because it's more ballerina, I think, with Harley influences, which was very strange for me. But I looked at it, I'm like, this is cute. I like this.
The craftsmanship in Lisa Lu Hu's costumes are just absolutely stellar. And her favorite costume of mine is actually her Princess Jasmine. So I recommend that you follow Lisa Lu Hu. You'll not be disappointed.
Yes. I also like seeing, have you ever seen at conventions where, you see, for example, like a Renaissance Harley?
Yes.
That's extremely good. Those never disappoint me.
Disney Princess Harley.
Yeah, those are cute.
That fan art that came out, I want to say it's probably been about 10 years now. It popped up on DeviantArt, and every once in a while I see somebody do it, and it's just so adorable. I think that's the version. If you want to dress your kid up and you don't do the Jester, that's the version you go for. It's little
Disney Princess Harley. It's cute. I've also seen Slave Leia Harleys, which kind of confuse me, but
there's some mashups that I'm just not a fan of.
Yes.
Let's talk about your least favorite mashup.
I think it might be the Slave Leia Harley.
I thought you hated the D.Va Harley.
Oh, that's true. Never mind. I don't like the Slave Leia Harley, but I hate D.Va Harley. Hate.
Look, I don't hate the cosplayers that do it.
No, that's true. I don't hate the people.
They still do it really well. It's not like they're missing things, but it's just a weird mashup to me.
I don't like it at all. It upsets me greatly.
I feel like D.Va's better mashed up with another young Asian character, so maybe like Chun-Li would be really cool.
Or Katana would be cool. But did it stem from a piece of fan art and just explode from there?
That's possible.
Because it's not like she was a skin on the game.
Nope, but now there is.
So speaking of which, it's the Overwatch game, if you guys didn't know that.
D.Va. Excuse me.
Not like Diana Ross D.Va. But
I'm all down for Diana Ross Harley Quinn.
That'd be very fun.
Girl, you do that.
But because it's basically the Suicide Squad look in a D.Va outfit, and it says Daddy's Little Monster, and it's
and they have like weird hammer guns, or it's odd. It's totally odd. It doesn't mesh well for me. The mashup isn't there. My favorite mashups are generally like a plain character with colorful overlays.
Yes.
I really like when people mash up Disney Princess with generic Jedis or something like that. It's
Disney Jedi princesses.
It's not two characters who are both very colorful fighting for the same space.
Or I like mashups sometimes with like Disney princesses, but they're in like, kind of hipster plain clothes. It's not really a mashup, but it's a casual mashup,
absolutely.
I guess.
Yeah.
I also thought of another cosplayer that I like. Chris Villain.
Yes.
Do you know who that is?
Yes, I do.
He does a lot of gender bending costumes. He's super cute. But he does a gender bent Suicide Squad Harley. And he calls it Charlie Quinn.
Oh, that's cute. It is like cute. That.
I keep the name Harley Quinn just because Harley can be a boy's name.
It definitely can be.
And I feel that, Charlie works, but then how do you get the whole Harley Quinn out of it? But it still works.
I've heard Harley Quinn, and I've heard
Harvey Quinn too.
Harvey.
I don't like Harvey because of Two-Face.
Don't like Harry Quinn.
No, I don't like that one either.
I'm not a fan of when
Excuse me.
people call it Harry Quinn. But
yeah, I don't like that one either. But
Harvey's better for me. I call it whatever you want. It's your cosplay. I don't have to like it for it to be amazing.
True.
Like, there's a lot of amazing things that I could just pass on. Like, I hate water parks.
For a second, thought you were going to say water sports, and that's a whole different...
Those two.
That's a whole different topic.
No, I like water. I don't want to be having a ton of fun in it. Like, can we just
put your feet in it and just relax and you're good.
Can we just have a mellow time in water, please? Thank you.
I mean, sure.
Side note, derailed.
But he's a great gender bender, and you don't see many... I mean, you see some gender bent Harley Quinns, but his is very, very good and very grimy, and he also does a prison outfit.
Oh, I love that.
Really cute. And he also does a lot of Disney cosplays. He did a gender bent Anastasia.
Oh, cute.
It's really cute. And there was like a dog in there too. It was super, super cute.
Whoa.
He's in gender bent Slave Leia. And he has the abs for it, because I will never do that. So, sorry. But he's a great cosplayer, so follow him too.
Lastly, I want to talk about, well, I guess not lastly, I have two more. One of my favorite classic cosplayers is Lauren from 1,000 Faces Cosplay. She and her husband are both bodybuilders out of St. Louis. They are incredibly talented, and they don't just make their costumes, they make their bodies. Recently, she had put in a lot of work to conform her body into Tracer's look. The very tight body that Tracer has.
Very slender.
Well, now she is currently working towards other cosplays. So she changed up her exercise routine because she wants different body parts
People
featured.
have exercise routines?
She does, yeah.
Oh.
But when she does Harley Quinn, she makes sure that she gets into the craziest poses that we all dream we could. She does handstands and splits, and she is able to do things that not everybody else can, which brings a whole new...
I can with Photoshop.
...dimension to... But she can do it IRL, so... Shout out to her and her husband, Ethan, because they're just really wonderful people, and getting to be their friend now has been an incredible experience.
Yes. And then I'm going to have one last thing, and then you can do your last thing.
Your last thing? My last.
Yes. So I've gotten a lot of questions whenever I'm in costume for Harley Quinn. What stuff do you use to make your lips black? Or what makeup do you use? I will tell you guys that Kat Von D has some of the best black liquid lipstick out there. It's like $20-25 a bottle. It's worth it though, because it'll last you a while. Just line your lips in a black pencil and then put it on, let it dry, you are good to go.
Lip paint is the way to go now for cosplayers, in my opinion. I've recently got addicted to a lot of people's lip paints. I'm a little cheaper.
Does it stay on?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Absolutely. I have very little residue on glasses and things like that.
Okay.
I never, I have a boyfriend. He and I go to cons together. I never see any on him.
Oh, good.
Ever. But every once in a while, maybe once every 2 or 3 hours, I'll take a sip of water and I see a small speck.
Right.
But I check myself and there's nothing missing. So it's probably just skin.
Extra or something. Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of lip paints for all of my stuff. I've done it for my last 4 photo shoots, and I'm going to continue.
Who makes lip paints?
A lot of people make lip paints, but my favorites are Tattoo Junkies right now, and it's because...
Well, you're a big Tattoo Junkie fan right now.
I am. They're only missing one color now that I want, and that's green. I love a green Tattoo Junkie, but otherwise, I buy from them every paycheck. Beauty Bakery is really great, and Medusa's Makeup.
Ooh, that's a pretty name.
Yeah, I'm a fan of all 3 of those. I'm a little bit cheaper. I can't justify Kat Von D all the time. That's,
I'll get you one for Christmas.
That's some Christmas makeups. So everyday makeups is something else, and I don't see a huge quality difference.
That's good.
Yeah.
So any parting last words? What was your last thing you were going to say?
Oh, shout out to Britt Nicole, who does a fantastic Suicide Squad Harley. She is just a wonderful person, and she's gonna have a baby soon, and she's gonna be a mommy.
She can dress up as little Harley.
Absolutely,
or little Joker.
I think that's fantastic. Moms who dress their kids up are just the
A+ people.
When they match, I love it.
It's cute.
I am going to do my first Harley Quinn. I'm going to do a lewd version. I plan on doing lingerie and stuff. And if I really like the character, maybe I'll consider a more intense costume that's con ready. But I would rather do a femme Lolita Joker at this point.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
I think I might do that. That might go on the 2018 docket. But my lewd Harley's coming up for Happy Lewd Years. You can check that out. It's first week in January.
Because both of us have each cosplayed the Sirens. We've all done all three of them. No.
I've never done a Catwoman.
You've done okay, I've done all three of them. Excuse me. You're going to do two of them.
Yeah. I'll do a Catwoman maybe. I don't know what version. I don't know. Maybe one day.
I think if you do the, what is it? The Bombshells Catwoman.
I'm okay with that.
It's really cute.
I'm okay with that.
Bombshell Catwoman. So that is it for our first character series. There's going to be at least, 1 a month, right?
Yeah, we'll do that. Let's say this. We'll give you 3 options right now of characters, and you pick who is...
You guys get to vote.
November's character. Do we want to do another female?
Let's do male. Or should we do female?
No, we can do...
Let's do... Okay. You know what? Give them options. Do 4 options.
Okay.
Do 2 male, 2 female.
Okay. So, my first male that I'm going to nominate is Aquaman.
Ooh, okay. My first male that I'm going to nominate is going to be Scarecrow.
Sweet. Okay, my first female that I'm going to nominate is Storm.
Okay, we're going to do some Marvel now. All right, so my first female I'm going to nominate is, let's go with Rogue.
I love it.
Right.
Okay, so those are your options. You can choose for the month of November. Aquaman, Scarecrow, Storm, and Rogue.
Yes.
Check those out. We will be happy to go through our favorite cosplayers, our favorite storylines, and our favorite
Or send cosplayers to us so we can look at them and admire them.
Absolutely. Do you
They can be our favorites.
One of those 4 characters?
Yes.
We'd love
or
to
Harley,
see you.
or anyone. We're still, don't forget guys, to submit for your cosplayer of the week. We want to still see those wonderful costumes, sing us out. It is still con season.
Absolutely.
And people are building things and all that good stuff. So we want to see your stuff.
Absolutely. Make sure to check out heroespodcast.com. We have a total of 4 shows now, which is incredible. You have a Star Trek podcast, Screen Heroes, which is a movie and TV podcast. And then there's also Gamer Heroes, video games, as well as board games. And then us.
Yeah, we're the best one. We're the ones that matter.
We're the only one that's not a podcast. We're just video series only.
That's true.
So we're kind of special.
You gotta look at us. I'm sorry. We're special.
You can't talk about costumes over audio only.
That's true. Because someone was like, why don't you do a podcast? Because you can't see it?
Yeah.
Duh.
We're not that great at describing. Just look at the pretty pictures.
Yeah,
And lastly, we did this thing last month where if you became a patron of Heroes Podcast, you could vote for us to do pie eating contest.
Pie! We want to eat pie!
Nobody did it, so let's try it again. We got to promote it a little bit better. We're going to have a pie eating contest. If we get 2 new patrons...
Just us 2, no one else.
This month, in November, we'll do it. You can choose the flavor of the pie as long as it is a dessert and neither one of us hate the fruits.
Yeah. No coconut.
If you put peaches, I'm going to slap you.
I love peaches. I'll eat peaches.
I'm not. I'm going to slap you.
I'm going to make you eat that peach pie.
You would win, because I would smell it, vomit immediately, and leave.
Yay.
All right, so check that out. Like, click, subscribe, love us.
Yes,
we
click
love
on the little notification bell so you can, see I'm learning from Luna. Click on the little notification bell to get all of our notifications when we post, all that good stuff. And we will see you guys next time.
Peace out.